I'm here today with Tom Skibby from College Event Rentals for You, brought to you by AMJ Spectacular Events. Tom, how are you today?
Good, Danny. How are you?
I'm great. So let's go through some of the slides and you tell me what you're seeing on screen, okay?
Sure. We're at one of the college events. We brought out there the Meltdown, which is a great interactive piece that entertains 8 players at a time. Everyone stands on their own little pedestal as 2 beams circle around. They change directions. They're different heights. You have to try and stay on your pedestal in order to be the best competitor for this particular item.
What is that called again?
It's called the Meltdown.
The Meltdown, okay. Here we see some students here watching what's going on as I guess somebody is on the Meltdown again.
Yeah, it's a popular piece. I'm not surprised there's plenty of pictures of it. It's usually one of the pieces that the crowd gets just as excited about as the people that are participating.
Okay. So College Event Rentals for You, that's the number 4 and the letter U.com, College Event Rentals for You.com. And Tom, I appreciate you being here. You work with the student team that's putting this event together. And so are you suggesting items? Are you just logging in items? Do you offer multiple opportunities for them? What's the process?
Every college and university has their own system that's in place. Sometimes we're working with a professional from student life or student engagement, and other times we're working with students that are part of a program board that are trying to put events together. They generally know what they're looking for or what kind of time frame and what the attendance is, and we can try and steer them towards the equipment that fits in their budget and that is going to give them the biggest bang for their buck at their event.
And now we see a couple of young ladies looking at a little book. What's that?
The latest in our edition, Photographic Technology. We've got a program called Flipbooks. So you get to act out about 7 or 8 seconds worth of action using a box of props or anything that you want to bring with, and then we turn that into an actual photo flip book.
So it's like a little paper flip book that they flip through and they see themselves and who they were with.
Yeah, and the nice thing about this is when you're adding it to an event, whatever the event is, you get to customize the cover and the back. And we work with our IT department here to make sure that we've got something that's unique.
So their graphic and their logo go on the flip book.
Exactly.
Okay, great. All right, so now after the flip book image that she's looking at, we're going to go to the next slide. Here we go. So this young man is on some kind of a cart or a racer, or what is this called?
Yeah, race carts, pedal carts. What's great is that the seats are easily adjustable, so we can...
He's a pretty big guy, so he looks pretty comfortable on that.
Yeah, I'm 6'3" and over 200 pounds, and I got those babies up to such a high speed in the warehouse here that when you pull on the brake and turn the wheel, you can actually drift around the corner and then just keep pedaling on your way.
So you can kind of spin out or kind of slide out the back end of it.
Yeah, they're really fun.
That's pretty cool. So what happens? Do they rent one at a time? What's the process on the pedal carts?
Generally rent them by a pair, so that you can get a couple of pairs and put a 2 or 4 man race together. And you can have your own obstacles for people to go up and down, or we can bring out an inflatable track, or you see the tires there.
Yeah, that's like a drag racing tire there.
Racing slicks.
Racing slicks, okay. And you guys can bring those out to location.
Correct.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next slide. Now the next slide is a large crowd standing by a stage.
Yeah, we've got a lot of different equipment, Danny. We've got sound systems and DJs that we can bring out to events. We've got stages. We've got little barriers to create great little fenced-in areas.
So you could provide rental equipment for their party on campus for all different sizes.
Correct.
A small group, an intimate group, or campus-wide, like it looks like this is.
Exactly. Whatever they're hoping to get as far as attendance, and we'll work with them to make sure we make it the biggest, loudest, most visible event they've had on campus in a while and just draw that crowd in.
Excellent. Okay, let's go to the next slide. And what do we see here?
All right, this young lady is hooked up to the new Extreme Air Jumper, and some people may be familiar with what a AIR Bungee is. The idea here is the same. This is just next generation technology. So AIR Bungee maxed out at about 200 pounds. The Extreme Air, you can get participants up to 250 pounds on there, so we're getting more of the student body able to participate. You can get your athletes up there, and it's just a great way to have fun. What's really neat is with the new technology, they can also get up to 25 feet up in the air.
Up in the air. So they strap in, they harness on, and then they get going on this thing and they jump for a period of time.
Correct. Just based on what the people are that are putting the parameters on the event stipulate, or we can adjust that based on the length of the line so that we can get people moving through those
So you're
lines
on a
quickly.
minute at a time, 3 minutes at a time, whatever the event coordinator says they want to do.
Exactly. And it comes in on a trailer. We just park it on the grass or on the hard surface, concrete or asphalt that you've got. And you can get 4 jumpers at the same time, so it really does help to keep the line moving along. And this is another item that's going to be fully staffed, so you don't have to worry about any safety
And you
issues.
move a lot of people through quickly because there's 4 of them going at a time.
Exactly.
That's pretty good. All right, here we see a large crowd just, reacting obviously to either some music or something like that that's going on stage. You also provide stages and equipment for movie nights, I understand.
We do, so we can put a whole theme package together for you for up to about 500 or so different people at an event. The other neat thing about a picture like that, where they're all cheering and chanting, at some of our bigger events, we will bring out our eye in the sky camera and we'll do aerial photography and videos of your event that we can then give back to the campus to use.
So then the team putting on the event has a video of what happened from up in the sky.
Correct.
And then that's something that can be used by students in the future that come on board and say, this is what we did one year, here's some of the things you could do now.
It's a great way to share things on social media and just to keep everybody engaged, make sure if someone missed it this year that they're definitely anticipating the next event we help the school with.
Got it. Let's click through a few more slides and we'll just talk about what's going on in each slide. And here we go. We'll go to the next one. And this is?
Again, this is the Meltdown. This looks like it's the high beam that the guys are trying to jump over. Obviously, the gentleman in the foreground didn't quite make it and got caught up and is not going to land on his feet. The second guy looks like he might have a pretty decent chance.
It might have a good shot at it. Okay. Now let's go to the next slide. And what do we see here?
A couple of ladies on the race carts this time, maybe preoccupied with waving instead of racing at the moment, but hopefully they'll be pedaling soon.
Okay, but it's really one of these things where you set up the track and you set up the event, and whatever happens is going to happen.
It's just a lot of fun.
Excellent. Now let's go to the next slide. After the 2 ladies on the carts here having fun.
Sure.
And what do we see here?
A couple of ladies, looks like they're a little bit more successful than the last gentlemen were. Again, some gentlemen look like they're going to be successful in jumping over one of the beams for the Meltdown. People may recognize this particular piece of equipment if they watch the TV game show Wipeout. This is, I believe it's called the Eliminator on the show, and it makes it real easy for us to then pair this piece of equipment with the Wipeout balls. So we've got the big red balls. It's about 4 or 5 of them in a 40-foot long inflatable, and you try and get across there. Everyone thinks it's so easy on TV, and then they come walking out of that inflatable after trying that for the first time. Their head is down. There's a lot of shame on their face, and they're trying to figure out how to do better the next time.
It humbles them.
It does. Got another really good one that pairs up. We kind of do a TV game show theme night with these 2 inflatables plus then the spider climb. It's a bigger piece. It's another one that's going to come out on a trailer. We're the only ones that have it in a couple of state area here in the Midwest. It's a 20-foot tower with different layers that you have to squeeze through the interwoven straps, pull yourself up to that level, about 2 or 2.5 feet up. There's another level, so you're constantly squeezing through and climbing up. And once you get to the top, you get to slide down. It's a great piece. We use it a lot of obstacle course runs for adults, so it is really made to withstand the use of full-grown adults.
And you have a line of inflatable obstacle courses that are adult level, not little kid bouncy houses, but actual full-blown obstacle courses. You have one, I guess, that's called the Black Ops?
Black Ops is great. It'll hold up to individuals weighing 250 pounds. These pieces that we get and we bring to the college market, we purposefully go out and find pieces that are put together to withstand the use by active adults. And if it's not out there, we try and work with the manufacturers to make sure that we've got pieces that they can manufacture for us to go out and be reinforced and designed for use at these events. So we're not throwing something out there that's made to be used at a first grader's birthday party in the backyard. We're putting something out there that's really tested and ready to be used by just about anybody out there.
Excellent. So College Event Rentals for You, it's one of the AMJ Spectacular Events Company, and you do campus-wide events across the Midwest and across the country. If somebody wanted to get a hold of you personally for their college event, what would they do?
Sure. You can call the number if you're local that's on the screen, the 630-833-4386 number. It's 833-4FUN. Or you can give us a call at our toll-free 800 number, and that's 877-386-2657.
Tom, thanks. It's been so great talking to you again. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Danny. It was good to talk to you, too.